These lights are intuitive, tough, and very bright. Use the link below and code OLIGHT10 for 10% off anytime. SHOT Show 2019 is a brand new and different and improved Spyderco booth. I'm here with Eric. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
And you got a friend you want to introduce to me?
Yeah, Paul Alexander.
Howdy.
Sounds good. Hey, you guys may not be able to hear me very well because I'm not wearing a microphone, but I wanted these guys to be the stars of the show anyway.
Nope.
So we're going to turn it over to you two.
Yeah, excited to be sitting here with Paul Alexander. He is an awesome designer. I am
in my
so
first
lucky.
SHOT show, so this has been a cool experience for me as well.
This is fun.
Appreciate being invited along for the ride.
Great stuff. All right, so I'm going to go through a couple, then you're going to go through a couple.
Sure.
The first one I'm going to go through is the lightweight Para 3. This is getting a good reputation for being an all-around good user for Spyderco. The Para 3 came out last year in a G10 version. This is yours. This is an all customized deep pocket clip. Yeah. As you can tell, he's got the aftermarket deep pocket clip, and because of so many requests from customers, you know, we went to a deep pocket wire clip. We also moved the lanyard a little bit too, so it'll really hide away in the pocket. But again, this is just CQI, constant quality improvement. This is going to be a lightweight. It's going to be, you know, ultra light, open back construction, all screw together construction with these nice button heads and bi-directional texturing. It's got the compression lock. It's got a great solid detent and a good lockup, great action. Like the original, it's the same thicknesses. We've got a radius here so that when you're holding it, it just feels great in the hand. A nice chamfer here so that the hole has good access, nice clean jimping. So yeah, this is the new Para 3 coming out this year, going to be delivered soon too. That's our intention.
I can't wait. It's kind of like a Delica meets the paramilitary.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, especially with that classic bidirectional texturing. You know, the Endura and Delica and the lightweights from Spyderco are some of the best lightweight carry knives in the market. And so, you know, to continue to expand our USA-made lightweight line is exciting. And so this is going to be a great addition for an everyday carry.
I love it. I can't wait to buy one.
Yeah, beautiful pieces.
Sweet.
Then another one I was going to show is a collaboration we're doing with Able Reels. Able Reels is making this 6061 aluminum. This is going to come anodized and hand painted. So they're going to represent 3 different fish. You have your brown trout, your rainbow trout, and your bonefish. Both are done on both sides. Comes with that 4-way clip. These come with LC200N blades, so it has that extremely corrosive resistant steel. Perfect fit and finish. That backspacer is all coated. You know, the action is just beautiful. The polishes. This is just, you know, all out beauty. And so we're excited to work with them, and they have a reputation for, you know, making great products. And so their functionality of their reels, their coatings, it's going to be a great collaboration between the two companies.
So as far as the naming, are you just calling this a version of the Native? Are they just calling it the Able Spyderco knife?
Geez, I don't know. They are an Able Reel Native 5. I don't know what they're calling them besides the brown trout, the rainbow trout, and the bonefish.
But essentially, I mean, as far as profile, it's a Native.
It is. You know, they did a little thing here too. We've got some extra chamfers and contours throughout it than your typical Native 5. Okay. And so you can see it there and there and there. And so when you do hold it, it's going to give it a little bit more in the hand and give it a little bit more in the look. And so it's a very nice evolution of the Native 5.
Not cheap, but very collectible.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
It is all out, hand done. Each one's individual. So gorgeous pieces.
Plan on paying for that.
Yeah,
like
excited.
It, cool.
Yeah, those are the ones that I'm excited for.
How about you?
Me? Well, I don't know if most people know who I am. So I'm Paul Alexander. I do collaboration designs with Spyderco, and the 2 I'm talking about here are my 3rd and 4th pieces. That'll be hopefully coming out soon. Who knows which one will actually be to the market first, since they're done from different distributors. And so I'm an engineer by trade, and so a lot of what I try and do in my designs is work out some of the interactions of the mechanisms, the locks, repackage those things, maybe take a little bit different tack on them than what's done in the production parts to hopefully keep these guys interested in my pieces and get more and more of them in the production queue. So these two pieces, this is the Parada, which I think was been revealed for quite a little while, and then this is the Akuchi, which just officially made it in the reveal too. And you can kind of see these span the sort of spectrum of the artistic and aesthetic styling I go for, and also have some interesting engineering features too as well. So this is the Parada, and so the big feature on this is actually the implementation of a stop lock. And that was a cool lock design that I had read the patents of for that Spyderco has, and then just tried to adapt it to sort of the style and aesthetic of a lot of my designs too. So it functions very similarly to other sort of bolt action or axis type locks, except you sort of pull it back and out of the way, and then it's free to move the knife around too. So it's ambidextrous, so good for lefties and righties as well. Same thing for the pocket clip, you can flip it to both sides. But also it's got quite a large blade on it too, a wide shape there, which is kind of fun and sort of sets it apart from other designs. Got the negative sort of blade angle, which I appreciate too. Makes for a good sort of knife in the kitchen and probably skinning. Not much of a hunter, but I'll let other folks put it through its paces when it gets released there too. And has a similar sort of aesthetic to my first design, the Ouroboros too. And so I'm really excited to see this come out there, and then hopefully adapt that stop lock to other designs in the future as well. So that's that one. Second here we have the Akuchi, which is a dramatic departure from some of the other designs I've seen, sort of abandoning the deep choil or guard to give you a tight sort of pinch grip up here, which is where I like to hold my knives. That's where I do the bulk of my control, and the back fingers just sort of guide it from there. This one is completely different. So the idea here was sort of to try and modernize as much as possible sort of a traditional sort of framework, and this is sort of based on a toothpick pattern. I might have went a little bit crazy, and I'm not sure everybody sees the DNA between these and the traditional knives, but it still works for me. And then I tried to incorporate a lot of some of the modern features that you see, like in some of the Quaken designs that have been popular lately, where the blade is completely housed inside the liners. And then I also wanted to do a flipper version that didn't necessarily have the flipper tab protruding on the back side too. So the idea here is to have a very svelte, lightweight design, fits easy in the pocket, and is easy to get your hand around too if you need to get something else that you might have in that pocket as well.
So cool.
And then through collaborating with the Spyderco team, we kind of had a number of iterations on the actual opening mechanism here before we settled on the sort of roller sort of flipper. It actually functions quite a bit like a normal flipper if you want. You can use your index finger to flip it out. I personally like the thumb flick. It reminds me of a lighter back when I used to smoke as well too. So a lot of those sort of design cues and things like that from the traditional I tried to pull in. One that I think is lost on almost everybody is the opening hole, because with the blade completely housed in the liners, it just felt weird to have a Spyderco that didn't have at least a partially exposed hole that sort of, you know, lets everybody know what knife it is before you even do anything with it. So I put the hole that lines up with the blade hole in the two scales, and it also provides a sort of purchase point too for people to grip when they're doing an index finger flick, because it is a very thin design, and thin flippers tend to be sometimes a little bit hard to get proper purchase on. And so that, and then the clip itself provides a lot of the grip area, at least that I use to. I rest my fingers on that area when I'm flipping it open. Got a compression lock in there as well. But you don't have to worry about any of the tangs or the flipper coming by and pinching you or anything like that, or knocking into you when you close it as well.
Sure.
So this was sort of a challenge too, to try and package everything in such a tight space, and then also sort of evolve the flipper a little bit in a different direction as well. So that was the engineering geek side of me that went into that particular design.
I was talking to Eric. As far as I know, nobody's ever done a flipper like this before.
I haven't seen one, but I don't want to say for sure because you never know. There's a lot of creative people out there doing lots of different things.
I think there's a lot of things that have been similar, but nothing quite like that combination. The lock, the bearing system, the flipper, just there's probably elements that have been done on other knives, but not all in one as a combination. Really, working with Paul is such a pleasure. There are more to come too. We're working on multiple other designs with him, and he is so creative. Yeah, it is a real enjoyment.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate
this is a perfect example. What do you got in your pocket?
What do I've got? Well, in my pocket, this is the design that was just recently discontinued with some customization work on it. So this is the Ouroboros. You can kind of see definitely the relationship between these, and this is where trying to adapt it to an ambidextrous lock system and things like that as well to hopefully appeal to more folks, but also drive the aesthetic a little bit more out there too, because there's so many amazing knives in the Spyderco catalog. I feel like in order to make something compelling, you have to bring a little bit new twist to it as well when you do it.
You know, and
I love this knife.
I love that they're not the same either. You go from, you go from an Akuchi to some of these things with different locks and different concepts. Yeah. There's fun stuff to come.
Yeah, hopefully there'll be a few more twists on some locks and things like that coming out too. So we'll see. Keep tuned to this and
fun guy. He's a very clever, brilliant. I love it.
So yeah, that's where I think I have a little bit unique to bring, because like I said, I'm not a maker, so I don't necessarily bring the finished sort of pieces to them, but I try and incorporate a couple of different twists and turns in the actual mechanisms of the knives too.
Oh, and he makes it easy. He brings us something that's pretty developed already. And so you may not be a knife maker, but a lot of good hard work.
Well, maybe someday. That's for retirement. That seems like a nice option to get some experience on actually doing the grinding and everything like that. Because I have a lot of machine shop experience, like years ago, but not too much on like the hand finishing and work that goes into creating custom pieces. So.
Guys, I'd love to sit and hang out at this booth with you guys all day.
All right.
They're beautiful, and I'm excited about all this stuff. It's really, really cool.
Well, thanks for the interest,
And thank you for having me. Once again, we are at SHOT Show 2019 with my friends from Spyderco. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
See y'all later.